You're watching an indie game show production.
From the Game Shows Unlimited Studios at Mill Basin Day Camp,
It's the Game Show Block Party!
with Bill Manor and Mark Kurtz.
Hey Phil, you know what time it is?
Well, what time is that?
It's time for another episode of the Game Show Block Party.
Ooh, I got home just in time.
So sit back, relax, play along with us, and watch. Well, I wish everybody a happy President's Week. We're at the end of President's Week. We celebrated President's Day, and for many people, I think they get the week off.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, some schools get that mid-winter break.
Day, yeah. A small, short break.
We started last week giving you some presidential trivia. We're going to finish up. We were up to President Ulysses. We just finished Ulysses S. Grant.
Now we're up to
Rutherford. $50 bill.
He is.
But we're going to hold that trivia now and start with our President's Day show.
That's right. Our next president, Rutherford B. Hayes.
But before we get to that, we're going to start the presidential game show. He's so anxious. This is Alex from Alexander Lab, our second in command here, our vice president of the game show block party. Now, we're going to give you some more presidential trivia, but first, our President's Day game show block party show. Relax and
watch.
Okay, and we're going to play Trivia Quest. We have Cassidy, Melissa, it's Geisha, and Geisha? Is it Geisha? I'm sorry, Geisha and Jenna. Now we're going to ask you trivia questions, and the first player to get to 30 points wins the game. Now, I have jump-in questions right here, and the audience voted for their favorites, so they'll partake in the winnings also. And then a little later, we might get two people up from the winning team to play a head-to-head showdown for some extra prizes. So we'll see that a little later. So hold on to your tickets. They're all betting on their favorites. And I have the first question right here to see who gets to pick from the board. What state is bisected into two parts by Lake Michigan? Jenna.
Michigan.
Michigan is right. Jenna has 5 points, and we'll be back. Jenna's going to pick a category right after.
We're back. He was so anxious. Alex was so. How's Alexander Lab going?
Great.
Good. We're going to watch that at 2:30 today.
That's right.
If you're watching on the Friday, if you're watching Saturday, I don't think it's on.
Great episodes coming
There's
up.
something else on 2:30 Saturday, but Friday at 2:30, be sure you watch Alexander Lab. There's some great episodes coming up. Good stuff. So don't forget to watch that. Do you know? We were up to. I know you want to talk about Rutherford B. Hayes, your favorite president.
Well, let's not go there.
So anxious to get.
Well, I just want to share the fact that he was the first president to use a telephone, and his phone number was number 1.
Just one. Hi.
That's the easiest
Just
thing
dial
to call.
1.
That's called the president.
Yeah. Well,
Dial
there
1.
is somebody. The operator is just 0. I think that's even easier, right?
That's right.
She's 0, and he was 1.
And, well, yes.
And James A. Garfield was. He could write with both hands at the same time in different languages.
That's right. He was ambidextrous.
That's ambidextrous plus. And Chester A. Arthur owned 80 pairs of pants, and you know why.
That's because he himself was a tailor. He made his own suits and pants.
Those-
And also, he was very popular with the ladies. He married so many times.
Did he really?
He did.
Wow.
He was very, very favored by the women.
Grover Cleveland was the first and only to marry in the White House.
And I'm sure, as all you know, he was president twice.
Twice, yes. He was the only president that had 2 non-consecutive terms. And it's also said by the Nestle Candy Company.
Candy?
This is an interesting fact. Many people think Baby Ruth. Who would you think Baby Ruth is named after? The candy bar.
I don't know.
Many people think it's Babe Ruth. In fact, many people think that the whole Baby Ruth fiasco thing is a cover because they didn't want to pay Babe Ruth. But the Nestle Candy Company, which acquired that candy bar, to this day says it's named after baby Ruth Cleveland, Cleveland's daughter. Now, she did pass away. She was born between his two terms, and she did die before the candy bar came out. So the company says it was named in her honor. There's some doubt about that. Many people still think it was Babe Ruth. So that's interesting. Hey, we have more presidential trivia, but right now, more Game Show Block Party. And you know what they say, watch.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
It's a corner of America, a picture from our past. It's quiet towns and rolling hills where time slows down at last. The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America, the spirit of the red, white, and blue. The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America, the spirit that we want to share with you.
Points, you get to pick a category. We have, I'll stand over here, food and drink, luxury, these are all things involving luxury. Pair up, I'm going to give you one part of a famous pair of a name and you'll complete it. State capitals and Brooklyn. And by the way, we wish everybody a happy President's Day weekend out there. The winner will play a bonus round which has something to do with presidents. All right, to celebrate President's Day. Alex, you having a good President's Day? Yeah, he is. Momo, you? Yes. Good President's Day weekend in the middle of February. Pick a letter, a category.
I'm going to go with food and drink.
Food and drink. Here's your question. What sandwich shop has the BMT on its menu?
Subway.
Subway's right. BMT, bigger, meatier, tastier. And Subway, there's a BMT. So you got 10 points. 30 wins.
Okay. Pair up.
Pair up.
Yeah.
I will give you one half of a pair and you'll tell me the other. Department store, Sears and... Yes,
Macy's?
Jenna.
Macy's?
Not Macy's. People often forget Sears' last name.
Oh.
Sears and Roebuck is the official name of the company. So nobody got that, so I go to a jumping question. Oh, what happened? Oh, he gave you extra points. There we go.
It's fine.
That Alex, always shopping at Sears.
Not Robux.
What? I just wanted to see what he was wearing today. No, he has that really cool shirt that he sometimes wears, but he's not wearing it now. No, that's a cool shirt too, Alex. What was the last state quarter issued in 2009? The last state quarter was equal to the last state, which is Hawaii, the last state to join. What Sesame Street character? I can't talk anymore. What Sesame Street character lives in a garbage can? Cassidy.
Oscar the Grouch.
You got it,
I
Cassidy.
hate that.
Cassidy, pick a category.
Food and drink.
Food and drink. Here we go for food and drink. When this Brooklyn landmark restaurant caught fire in 1981, patrons shouted from Flatbush and DeKalb Avenues to save the cheesecake. Cassidy.
Cheesecake Factory?
Not Cheesecake Factory. Let's clear it. We're going to clear it and... Jenna.
Juniors?
Juniors is right. Yes. Save the cheesecake.
Um,
Oh, my. Well, there goes that sponsor.
let's go with Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay. Here's the next question for Brooklyn. What river does the Brooklyn Bridge cross?
The Hudson?
Not the Hudson.
I have no idea.
Okay. Melissa had Hudson. Anyone else?
I know this.
The East River.
Yeah.
The East River.
I feel so stupid.
Okay. So we have a jumping question. What occupation do Storm Field and Amy Freeze hold? Yes, Melissa.
Meteorologist?
You got it.
Yes.
They're both. I love those names. Storm, Amy
No,
Freeze.
I knew that.
All right, I think that's so cool. They were just born to be meteorologists. You got 5 points.
Okay. Let's do food and drink.
Food and drink. Okay. And remember, you could go off the board if you don't like any of these. What hairy fish is used as a popular pizza topping? Cassidy.
Sardines.
Not sardines. No, we clear it. Not sardines. Pizza topping, anchovies.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess you can get sardines as an alternate.
But
Alex
sardines
will
aren't
try
hairy.
that for us. And
It's the hairy.
they're not hairy,
Yeah.
that's right. So we have a jump in. Who wrote The Cat in the Hat and Green Egg?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, yes. Or Theodore Geisel. You got 20 points. 10 more, you win the game.
Pair up.
Pair up. Okay, I'm going to give you half of something. You're going to get the other one. And it's Geisha, try your buzzer. Just yeah, it does work. So we got 70s TV couple, Sonny and
Cher.
Cher is right. Oh, one more, you win the game.
Pair up again.
Wow. Got to stop her.
I'm nervous.
These are random. Literary work. Green eggs and Cassidy.
Ham.
You got it.
Whatever.
That randomly came up at the same thing with the other thing, and okay, Cassidy, you got 10 points.
Off the board.
You're going off the board. All right, Cassidy's trying off the board. Again, you could win at any point. And we don't take away points here, so you guys have to really get those questions in. What brand of potato chips has an owl's eye as its logo? Anyone know? Wise.
Yeah.
The wise owl.
I knew that.
All right, so I have a jumpin'. Though known by its initials, what does IHOP stand for? And that's Melissa.
International House of Pancakes.
You got it. Now you have 10. So score a 10-10, nothing yet,
I knew
and
that.
25.
I hit the buzzer. I'm trying.
That's Melissa's turn to pick.
Food and drink.
Food and drink. What cola is officially known as Royal Crown, but better known by its initials? RC. RC Cola. Royal Crown is the official name. So I have a jump-in question. Again, you could still win, Jenna.
I'm trying.
Any point. But she wants to keep it suspenseful.
Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose.
What Kentucky colonel invented?
Colonel Sanders.
You got it. Colonel Sanders.
I couldn't think of his name. I was like, I know this.
Okay.
Pair up, please.
Pair ups. All right, she's catching up.
I
She's
know.
right behind you. Upscale clothing retailer, Abercrombie.
Fitch.
You got it. Ladies, thank you for playing. We'll be back with the presidential bonus game right after this.
Hey there, I hope you enjoyed the trivia we gave you so far. Now, our show is only a half hour, so we don't have enough time to give you all the presidents, but don't worry. If you stick around for Alexander Lab today at 2:30, you're going to see all presidents trivia, every one of the presidents.
That's right.
So we're going to get back. We're going to jump to the modern day presidents in our next segment, President Trivia segment. But we're going to have all the presidents for you on Alexander Lab today. And this weekend, look for our President Day Week wrap-up special episode and we'll have all the presidents there as well.
Yep. All right.
So we'll be back with more Game Show Block Party right after this. Watch.
Because of camp, I learned to make lasting friendships with people I still keep in touch with today.
Because of camp, I learned about self-esteem.
Because of camp, I play guitar.
I learned to be a team player.
I learned about diversity.
Because of camp, I am sending my kids to camp this summer.
I learned how to play guitar, I learned how to canoe, I learned how to fish.
I learned that I was the best Tarzan yeller in the camp.
Because of camp, I became a counselor.
I learned how to take care of the environment.
Because of camp, I learned to navigate the world.
I was good in school for a whole year so that I could go back to camp.
Because of camp, I got a personality. Now I'm...
Because of camp, I turned out just fine.
Okay, we're back with Trivia Quest. We have an audience game here. The winner of this challenge will get 500 Mobucks. Who do we have?
Valentina.
And?
Zaylee.
Hands on near your buzzers, and I have a question for you. And here it is. Salt or pepper? Which was once part of a living thing? Well, we didn't want to even try that. It's pepper. Pepper is part of a plant. Salt is a rock. So I have another question, and here we go. When displayed vertically, what traffic light is almost always at the top? The red light is almost always at the top, except for a city in Syracuse. And you could actually check that out. Don't buzz in now. I have another question for you. All right? Here is your question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, whoever gets the question, of course, will get 5. Yeah, will win. Here we go. Here is the question. What cartoon character is known to chomp on carrots? He's new, Bugs Bunny. Never heard of Bugs Bunny?
I know.
Okay, here's your next question. What is the name of a one-wheeled bicycle?
A tricycle?
Oh, no, you get 500. It's unicycle. We'll be back with our presidential
Because of camp, I learned to make lasting friendships with people I still keep in touch with today.
Because of camp, I learned about self-esteem.
Because of camp, I play guitar.
I learned to be a team player.
I learned about diversity.
Because of camp, I am sending my kids to camp this summer.
I learned how to play guitar, I learned how to canoe, I learned how to fish.
I learned that I was the best Tarzan yeller in the camp.
Because of camp, I became a counselor.
I learned how to take care of the environment.
Because of camp, I learned to navigate the world.
I was good in school for a whole year so that I could go back to camp.
Because of camp, I got a personality. Now I'm...
Because of camp, I turned out just fine.
Hi everybody, this is Alexander Privman, and I'm hosting a new show called Alexander Lab on Brooklyn Free Speech. Join me every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Alexander Lab on Brooklyn Free Speech Channel 2.
President's Day on Trivia Quest, and we have our category is we have 8 presidents up here: George H.W. Bush, Harry S. Truman, George W. Bush, Gerald Ford, Lyndon Johnson, John F. Kennedy, Bill Clinton, and Richard Nixon. All these fine gentlemen were presidents. The question for you is, 5 of them were vice president at some point before becoming president. Mm-hmm. You have to pick the 5 that were vice presidents. Okay. So you won 1,000 Mobucks for winning the game. You can't lose that. And for every one you get, there'll be 500 more. Okay. If you can get all 5, it's 10,000 additional Mobucks. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. All right, so where do you want to start? Someone who was vice president before, 3 of them are traps, and 5 of them are right. Vice president before becoming president.
Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson, we'll check. What do you think? Lyndon Johnson, vice president? Yeah? No? Somebody said no. Lyndon Johnson was vice president. You got 500 mil bucks.
I feel stupid.
What do you think?
I'm in college. This is sad. I should know this. Okay. Truman, maybe?
Truman, let's
Maybe.
see. Yes, he was vice president under Roosevelt, I think,
I
right?
think one of the Bushes was, but I don't know which one. I don't remember.
Do you know which is which?
I can't
George
remember which one is the
H.W.
older one, the father. One of them
Papa
was,
Bush, as we like to
yeah, I don't think Clinton was. Nixon was the Watergate scandal. I'm thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
say. Yeah, it's okay.
I don't think Kennedy was either. I think Kennedy's a trap. Okay. George H.W. Bush is the father, I think. George H.W. Bush. Let's go with him.
You think was vice president?
I think so.
And I will tell you he was. That should have been a
okay.
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
Okay.
H.W. Bush was. That's a yes.
Okay, let's go with Ford.
Ford. Gerald Ford. Yes, he
Woo!
was
Oh my
under
God. There's one left.
Nixon, I believe. Yeah, just one left for 10,000 mil bucks. So
Okay.
we have George W. Bush, John F. Kennedy, Bill Clinton, and Richard Nixon. And one of them was vice president, and the other 3 wasn't.
I don't. It's quiet.
Cassidy thinks she knows.
Yeah, I know. Can she help me? Can I phone a friend?
Want to phone Cassidy?
Can I do that?
You want to phone Cassidy or somebody? You can even call someone if you want. We'll let her call someone.
My friends. This is not English. This is
Yeah, yeah.
history.
What?
I feel so stupid. Okay. Was it Nixon? Okay. Kennedy was assassinated. What? Hold on. I'm like going. I don't think it was Kennedy, and I don't think it was Clinton. But I think I can't remember who. Okay. Nixon?
Want to go with Nixon?
Sure, but I don't think it's right.
Let's see. And Nixon, yes,
Oh,
it was
okay.
Nixon.
Woo,
You
all
got
right.
10,000. You got 11,000 mil bucks. Kennedy wasn't, and Bill Clinton was, I think, governor.
Yeah.
11,000 mil bucks. Thank you for playing. We'll see you next Before my
All right, we have our last piece of presidential trivia. We have our final presidents. We're coming up on the final.
Coming up to the current ones.
Current ones, yeah, modern era presidents. Starting with Gerald Ford, who I have to tell you was the only president that was neither elected president or vice president, because both the president and vice president at that point resigned.
Right.
So he was the only one that served not being elected.
No, he didn't.
But we have another fact about him, don't we?
Yes, we do. He was a model in his 20s and was featured on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine in 1942.
And the next
That I did know. I did know he was a model.
The next president, Jimmy Carter, filed a UFO sighting in
That's true.
So those Carters, 1973, he thought he saw a UFO.
That's right. And our next president, we got Ronald Reagan. He loved jelly beans so much and he placed a standing order of 720 bags of them per month to be delivered to the White House and various federal buildings.
You know, this is true. I was in the audience at the game show To Tell the Truth back when Reagan was president, back in my college years. And the person who was the panel The real person was the one who created the jelly beans that Reagan ordered. It was a new brand at the time. You know what brand? Very popular now.
Which one?
Jelly Bellies.
Jelly Bellies.
Jelly Bellies. That's the one. That was his exclusive jelly bean. It put them on the map.
There was another cool fact about Ronald Reagan. So in the movie Back to the Future, which was from 1985, one of the characters mentions Ronald Reagan's name. And Ronald Reagan, when he watched that scene, he loved the scene so much, he had his workers at the White House replay that same scene over and over again for his own enjoyment.
And he also appeared in Cafe 80s and Back to the Future Part 2 as the robot.
And he was an actor.
He was an actor. He was an actor.
Before he was president.
And so Jelly Bellies became famous because of him, because he enjoyed them. What's your favorite flavor of Jelly Belly?
I don't know. I don't really eat jelly beans. I like the M&Ms and the Hershey's.
There goes that sponsor. But I like the buttered popcorn. So you can send some buttered popcorn out here to the Game Show Block Party.
All right, and our next president.
And that you said you wanted to do, right?
Well, one of them, so I'll do this
I'm going to
one
let you
too.
do both Bushes.
All right, fantastic.
And I'll do Clinton in between them.
And now, all right, we got George H.W. Bush. May he rest in peace.
Yes, just recently.
That's right. He loves wearing colorful patterned socks. Wow, that's an interesting one.
Bill Clinton is a 2-time Grammy winner. You know, he played the sax.
He did. I saw his album in 1993.
And
George W. Bush, he was the head cheerleader at his high school.
Rah, rah, rah. Okay.
Our next president, Barack Obama.
Collects comic books. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. He must be a serious guy about those. And Donald Trump, we go for our 45th president and our current president right now, Donald Trump. He owns 17 golf courses around the world.
And I think we know about those, including a few in New York.
Trump Golf Course in Florida.
Yep. And there's one in the Bronx.
That's right.
Trump Links.
He also owns several buildings that say Trump on it.
Yes. Yes.
Trump Hotel?
Trump Hotels and sure. Hey,
All right.
So those were our presidents. We'll catch you next week. Don't forget to watch the Game Show Block Party. Don't forget to watch Alexander Lab Fridays at 2:30. It's a good show. We'll see you next time. Have a good week.
Hi everybody, this is Alexander Privman, and I'm hosting a new show called Alexander Lab on Brooklyn Free Speech. Join me every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Alexander Lab on Brooklyn Free Speech Channel 2.